welcome this morning to what we like to think of as the beginning of some success for a number of small minority and women-owned businesses here in the city of West Palm Beach. As I started off with this a couple of years ago, I think it was 2020, the mayor here in the city of West Palm Beach made a decision to reach into the coffers of the city of West Palm Beach and provide some funding for the small businesses here in the city of West Palm Beach, which were suffering or having some financial difficulties because of the pandemic that was impacting this country. That I'm aware of, no other municipality made that commitment, not using their own money. And I think we were very successful at that endeavor. But what we discovered that at the end of the day, there were some people who didn't get an opportunity to take advantage of that. And those were mostly our small minority and women-owned businesses. And so the mayor then said, we're going to reach out and develop a program that impacts those businesses. And so that's what we're here to kick off today, to make that happen, to provide those opportunities. Because as you know, a lot of those businesses are still struggling from the COVID and the difficulties that it has presented for them. This city, under the leadership of our mayor, has always been in the forefront of creating and providing opportunities for small minority and women-owned businesses. And so to help us kick this off, and besides he's told me he's on a tight schedule, so I'd like to take this opportunity now to invite my mayor, your mayor, of the greatest city, not only in Florida, but in the United States, Mayor Keith.
Thank you, Mr. Hayden, for that introduction. I need to take you with me on the road more often. So welcome everyone to the launch of the City of West Palm Beach Small Minority Women Business Recovery Loan Program. I'm going to take a point of personal privilege because when I walked in, I saw a number of near and dear friends from a prior life, including Mr. Hayden, Ms. Stewart, Mr. Lewis. I used to be on the board and in fact chaired for a little bit this organization called the Paragon Foundation. It is still in existence, but it's taken on a whole new thing. So that's when I first encountered Mr. Hayden, Ms. Stewart, and it's interesting how life will take you on a different journey. So here we come back again. But it's good to be here because if you heard me speak before, you will know that my vision for the city of West Palm Beach is to make it a community of opportunity for all. A community of opportunity for all, and this program is directly in line with that. For those who are just coming in, I think there may be some chairs in the back somewhere. We're not going to point you out, but you know when you walk into church late, you got to kind of hold up that little finger and tiptoe. So coming on up front. So anyway, we are bringing this program forward because while our city is experiencing a period of tremendous growth, investment, and success, as Mr. Hayden said, we know there are some businesses that are still working to recover from the adverse financial impact of COVID-19. And I'm proud, as Mr. Hayden also mentioned, I am very, very proud of the fact that the city of West Palm Beach was the first local municipality to get funds into the hands of business owners when COVID-19 first created economic uncertainty for so many in our community. Before I go any further, let me introduce the city administrator for West Palm Beach, Ms. Johnson. You know, she makes sure there was money available for these programs, so y'all should clap a little bit harder for her. No, but we know there's more work to be done. It is not, particularly this group, small minority women-owned businesses have not yet reached the pinnacle, have not climbed out of the hole, the deep hole that they were in. And hence this program. And the city of West Palm Beach is committed to doing its part to provide you with that support. So this program, the Small Minority Women Business Recovery Loan Program, aims to provide eligible businesses the opportunity to obtain microloans in amounts between $5,000 and $20,000. By offering this program, we aim to ensure our business community not only prospers, but is successful in new ways of doing business. Now we know that many of you have had to reinvent yourselves. You've had to pivot and change to survive and thrive. These microloans will support that change. Whether that means adding equipment, moving to a new area, or just adding to existing warehouse space, these loans will support you in those efforts. Now, the program would not be possible if not for our partners, Valley Bank and Pathway Capital Funding. I want to yeah, that's right, give them a hand. I want to publicly thank them for being wonderful community partners of this city. I especially want to thank Pamela Stewart, Small Business Loan Officer at Pathway, and Thea Sullivan, Senior Vice President and National Director of Community Lending at Valley. That's a long title. Let me repeat that. Thea Sullivan, Senior Vice President and National Director of Community Lending. Stand up, Thea. With a title that long, people need to see who you are. Thank you. But certainly want to thank Pam and Thea for their collaboration and efforts to make this program a reality. For his very diligent work, I also want to recognize Frank Hayden, who is the director of the city's Office of Small Minority Business Programs. You've heard from him earlier. I established this office to ensure fair business practices in the city. Thank you also to Frank's team. A side note, under Frank's leadership, and Frank, correct me if I'm wrong, I believe last year, 20% of competed dollars went to small and minority businesses. Is that correct? That deserves a round of applause right there. 20%, and we're looking to always keep that number going up. So during today's event, you'll hear from Pamela Stewart. She'll give you information about the loan application process. You'll also hear from Ms. Sullivan of Valley Bank. She will talk about the added services offered by the bank. And finally, Mr. Hayden will speak to you about the qualifications for the program. There are detailed criteria that must be met in order to be approved for the microloans. He will also detail the SBE and MWBE programs offered by the city and the benefits of getting certified by the city of West Palm Beach, who some have said is the greatest city in the nation. I didn't say that, but I heard it. And finally, and most importantly, you'll have the opportunity to network with our staff and our partners. Now, this is probably the first time in the history of this city, in the history of government services, where you cut a ribbon for a program. But Mr. Hayden and his ingenuity and creativity has come up with this idea. So we're gonna cut a ribbon to honor this program. So let's cut a ribbon. Okay, somebody count.
1, 2, 3.
Woo! All right. Congratulations.
Before I introduce Pam, the mayor spoke to us a little bit. This is truly a family affair. As the mayor mentioned, he and I were with Paragon years ago. Pam was the executive director of that, and the intent of that organization was to help small business. No one knew at that time that this gentleman, who was a lawyer then and working hard to help small business, would become the mayor of this city, and that we'd still be around helping him put forth that dream of helping small, minority, women-owned businesses in the city. So, Pam, why don't you come up, talk to them a little bit about how they get this money that we have, and we'll go from there. Pam Stewart with PATH.
Good morning, everyone. You know, after hearing the shout outs this morning, it really speaks to how long I've been engaged in working with small businesses and especially with lending. The great thing about it, though, is it kind of has set me up to understand what's happening with the small minority and women-owned businesses. I actually worked as the manager of the small business division here at the city before taking the job at Paragon. So it is amazing how we tend to see each other over and over again in different capacities. But let me tell you about this exciting program. I'm going to take the cough drop out first. First of all, the city should be commended. This is an exciting first step, I believe, in terms of leveling the playing field for businesses that have been historically disenfranchised. And you all really are, setting the path for hopefully other agencies to follow in terms of really being there for your businesses. I participated in a workshop on yesterday, and the FDIC and OCC were talking about the implications of COVID and how, there's so many disparities that exist for small, minority, and women-owned businesses, but even with respect to just getting out of the situation with COVID, we have had a harder time just dealing with the impact of COVID. And so this program is one of the vehicles that can be used in order to assist you with that. The loan program is a microloan program, and the loan size is between $5,000 and $20,000. Now, this loan program, it is intended for nearly every legal business use, but I can envision that it's going to help a lot of businesses purchase equipment. It's going to help you with working capital needs. It's going to help you to mobilize, hopefully, on some of the contracts that you've gotten through the city. You don't have to have a contract in order to apply to the program, but you do have to be certified with the City of West Palm Beach, and you have to be located within the City of West Palm Beach. So the exciting thing about the program is that it is funded with patient capital. And what that means is that your loans, if you are fortunate enough to receive it, has a 1-year deferment of interest only. So you don't begin to pay back the principal until after the first 12 months. The loans typically will range from 3 to 5 years, depending on what the use of funds is, and I will work with you all to determine that. The other thing is that in addition to the funding, Pathway is going to make technical assistance available to the small businesses. We're going to allow you to use an online program that has over 50 modules, and you can use that just as an applicant to the program, but the intent is so that you can actually get technical assistance to ensure that you're successful. The other part about that is that Pathway provides technical assistance as well. So in working with us, we'll be able to provide you with resources for any of your other technical assistance needs. Now, let me just say what the process is. The first thing you need to do if you're interested in applying for this loan fund is to contact Sandy or the department that she is involved with here at the city. And what's that fancy name?
No. The small business, minority women-owned program.
Okay, the Small Business Minority Women-Owned Programs Division. And she's going to do some eligibility type things with you. Once Sandy has spoken with you and verified that you are certified and those sorts of things, she's going to put you in touch with Pathway. And at Pathway, I will be the person working with you through the application. My job is to provide you with application assistance to make sure that you put forward the best application possible, and help you throughout that whole process. So I will be involved with you from application through funding, disbursement, and throughout the life of the loan. So get your pencils ready, start completing those applications, and I can't wait to see you on the other side.
Thank you, Pam. The one thing that we were attempting to do with this program that we didn't do with the last was that we understand that some businesses, they know exactly how to hang a door, they know how to put up blinds, they know how to put a nail, but they don't know what is required to operate your business. And so that's why we put in place these extras to kind of help them put together the best package available so that they can get the necessary funding. This next person is one of our lifelong friends as well, with the city, with the county here in this part of Florida. When I first met Ms. Sullivan, I think you were with SunTrust?
Could be.
Yeah. She's a lot like me. She wears a lot of different hats with a lot of different businesses. But I reached out to her when I first got into the city here about helping our businesses who get contracts with us. But a lot of times we don't understand that when you get a job, you have to have money to do the job. Because it takes us a while to pay you, and we're working on that, but that's okay. And so they agreed that if a business came to them saying they had a contract with the city of West Palm Beach, they'd do all they could to assist them to get them some upfront money. So she's been a partner of the city for a long time, and so now that we're venturing down this new road, she's agreed to come along with that as well. And so let me at this time introduce Thea Sullivan. I'm not going to try to.
Thank you so much, and I love the city of West Palm Beach. I sit on several committees here, and Valley was actually the bank that helped with the COVID-19 loans. We're the ones that actually did the loans and closed the loans. And I have a wonderful staff. They were going out during COVID, and that was 2020 to close these loans for the small businesses. So we are so proud and so excited that we could be a part and partner with the city. But I just want to quickly tell you how Valley's community lending came about. Because of the pandemic in 2020, the executives of the bank, we were doing the PPP, the Paycheck Protection Loans. But we realized very soon that a lot of minority and women-owned businesses, they were unable to achieve approval for a paycheck protection loan for one reason or another. They either weren't showing that they were paying themselves, they were not legal, they hadn't paid their business taxes. There was something going on that was preventing them from getting the paycheck protection. And so in April of last year, our president reached out to me and asked me would I create a department to specialize in helping minority and women-owned businesses. And so this department I'm now creating is in New York, New Jersey, Florida, and Alabama. And so, thank you. And so with that, I look to partner with local governments, not-for-profits. I need to be where small businesses are so that we can tell them what we have and what benefit we can be to them. And just a little bit so you know, but we are a full-service bank. We even own an insurance company. And I say to my team, if we don't have it, then I want to be 411 where I can tell you where you can get it. Right. So I just like my Valley girls in the back, if they could just stand up so you could see my team members. Yes, I'm very shameful. That is Martine Pierre-Paul, and she is my regional director for Florida and for Alabama. Thank you, Martine. And on that note, full disclosure, I also am a part and have worked with the BBIC for years now, and so it makes our relationship just even more cohesive because we partner and we get together, put our heads together to see how we can be better benefit to small business. Thank you so much, and we look forward to talking with you.